you've got an idea here and you think parents should be able to invoice the NEU for all of the costs that they're going to have to pay tomorrow.
Well, there will be parents who have to have extra childcare tomorrow because their children would have been in school, and there will be other parents who don't have the ability to get a relative or a friend or somebody to look after their child, and they're going to have to take a day off. Now, this will cost them money. I'm sure many employers will be helpful. Look, can I just say one thing? Can I just reiterate how the teachers are doing? So we mustn't drop any tears for the teacher. Starting salary as of September, 30,000, 40,000 a year average earnings. Employee contribution to pensions, 23.5% against a commercial average of 3 to 5%. 6 months sick pay. So if you go sick, you're on 100% pay for 6 months and then 50% for the next 6, which is fantastic compared to normal, right? No night work, no weekend work. That drives the teachers mad, by the way. And the chances of being fired if you're hopeless as a teacher are zilch. And that's why the lefties all pile into teaching, because you can't be dismissed no matter almost how inept you are. Have you ever heard of a teacher being fired for being inept? Now, I have in my wider family had teachers in the family, and one of them quit because the head teacher never supported the ordinary teachers when the children were vile. If you get a 15 or 16-year-old at a comprehensive, big kind of guy and tells you to F off, right? Instead of that kid being kicked out of the school or being sent on detention, the head teacher comes to you and says, look, I quite understand that Tommy went a little bit too far. Can you just accommodate him this time? And you say no, that doesn't carry. The head teachers are a kind of liberal left elite at the comprehensive school. There's very few tough ones. In fact, there's a brilliant academic lady who's a Tory, and she is almost unique in the head teacher world. There is nobody, who is fighting for many of the teachers who want some kind of strength. But the worst aspect of that tweet that I saw on the National Education Union site is the fact of who is that daughter? Yes. Who is that little girl? Does she know she's being used? Is she the daughter of a union official? We should be told. Is she the daughter of teachers? We should be told. Don't you think that this is... And what it also made me think was this final point. Do you believe that, in fact, the teachers look upon, are there lots of lefty teachers out there who look upon the classroom as a way of putting forward their political views and their views about organised labour to these little minds that think, you know, my teacher is being, or my parents are being exploited and we need to rise up? And how do you know that in 15 years' time they don't turn out to be some rather lefty political figure? I know it's carrying a little bit too far, but have you ever seen at those national education conferences, the union conference every year, you look down, one of the things that they're trying to bring in, these are people of the way left, and they are in our schools. And now we see what's going on now. They call themselves a profession. Tell me, a profession is highly skilled. I'm not saying their degrees aren't worthwhile, right? I'm not saying their degrees aren't worthwhile, but actually a constant learning profession. Are they a constant learning profession? And when did you last see the lawyers or the accountants go on strike? Nobody goes, are they professionals? And do professionals go on picket lines?
Well, the thing is,
do they go on picket lines?
No, and the thing is, I think good teachers do professionally develop. I mean, look, I'm actually incredibly fond of teachers because both of my parents are, and my dad was a head teacher.
They don't feel the same about you, Dan.
Very true. No, totally untrue. But what I would say is that what is concerning me is about the political indoctrination. I mean, you point to that tweet from the National Education Union. They say, if you have made your own placard for Wednesday, please send it to us and we will share it. They're almost encouraging students. And the union boss is actively encouraging students to support their teachers. Now, I think that's disgraceful. That's not something my parents would ever have done, because that is imparting your political views on students, which is totally inappropriate. And I think any teacher doing that is wrong, but we know it's happening.
Yes. My issue is this as well. You're the head teacher, right? Now, honestly, they are hewn out of the kind of liberal left world. So I haven't got a lot of time for them. Why can't they say to a teacher, are you going on strike or not? They basically probably know whether they're going to go on strike or not. But the idea that they can't
because they're not telling
make any
them
plans.
Yeah.
They can't make any plans about, and it's not about the school plans. I don't give a stuff about the school. I don't give a stuff about the teachers. All I care about is the parents, who are strangely paying their wages and now going to be penalised because they don't know when they turn up tomorrow morning, is my school open or not? Right? Now, there's a very good chance the head teacher will have a good bet for it, but he or she cannot be sure. It's a massively frustrating thing, and I know from my Twitter feed. Right? You want to read a strange Twitter feed? Read it's not. There's tens of thousands come on who are absolutely appalled by what's going. And I'm sure normally they quite like their teachers. They don't like them for what they're doing now. They are acting like unionised thugs from the 70s. It is shocking.
It is, and it's been allowed to happen. And I think the indoctrination of pupils in particular needs to stop. And actually, this is something that folk in government like Kemi Badenoch have been very good on when it comes to critical race theory. But it's not just about race. It's about a left-wing indoctrination, a whole range of political issues. And I think the strike in England and Wales tomorrow is going to be absolutely disgraceful.